I think I found the ultimate drawing setup for digital artists. While I prefer to draw comic art traditionally, I'm also a pro commercial storyboard artist, and I need to have a digital setup that's fast, robust, and doesn't break the bank. I'm not a savant or a genius or something. I just kind of stumbled upon this incredible solution when addressing some major issues I had with my studio this year. In this video, I'm going to show off my upgraded art studio. I'm going to explain why this drawing setup is so insanely versatile and how you could replicate it for yourself. But first, remember when I mentioned I had some major problems, some issues? If you were just thawed in 2025 from a 15-year carbonite prison, you might be confused at the current state of things with Adobe. Since their move from selling their beautiful forever licenses for their software to the more subscription-based business model that everybody uses now, things have seemingly only gotten worse for everything Adobe. There are a ton of videos out there breaking down the rift that's happened between Adobe and their customers, so I won't repeat what those people have already said for about a year or so. But long story short, after using Photoshop for more than a decade, I decided to finally hit reset and ditch Adobe completely. I have enough to worry about with drawing, YouTube creation, and creating comics to have to constantly monitor if my software is trying to take me for everything I'm worth. Before all you Huion fans attack me, first let me say I was a big fan of Huion for years, right up to the time when I wasn't. I was happier than heck to break away from the expensive Wacom series of tablets in favor for the comparatively similar but cheaper Huion drawing tablets. The one that I got was a 16-inch Canvas 4K Pro Plus tablet. And I probably put in more than 2,000 hours into that bad boy before a pesky little problem appeared. As I later discovered, there's a well-known flickering issue that has plagued some Huion users for years. And because I bought the tablet from the Huion US partner website and not the main website, Huion themselves couldn't help. So I was left with a great tablet, but every so often, if I was working for a while, the screen would go haywire from anywhere between 5 to 45 minutes. So as a pro artist, you can see how this tablet might be more trouble than it's worth. Moving on. More than a year ago, I was bold enough to quit my day job doing boring training graphics and shift entirely to being the story artist, YouTuber, and illustrator that I wanted to be. That's awesome, right? I get to do client storyboards, illustrations, comic art, videos, and continue creating my graphic novel, Star Circuit. Chapter 2 is nearly finished, and life is great. However, since I don't ever have to leave the house, I may never do it again. I know that's a bit of an exaggeration, but there are actually weeks where I do not leave my studio or house. At some point I said to myself, screw Adobe, this tablet sucks, and I'm tired of always working at home. I am loving this setup, so if you're interested in any of these things, the links are in the description. If you use the links, I'll get a kickback at no charge to you, and it's a great way to help out the channel if anything looks like it'll aid you. Let's hit the main attractions. As you can see, I shifted to using an Apple iPad Pro instead of getting another Huion Time Bomb or an expensive Wacom tablet. This model iPad Pro, I would argue, is the sweet spot right now in the summer of 2025.
For $749. That is a fantastic price.
This is one generation behind. It's the 12.9-inch iPad Pro that uses the M2 chip. It's pretty cheap. It saves you hundreds less than the current M4 powerhouse, but it actually does almost everything just as well. The Apple Pencil is slightly different than other tablet pens, but you get used to it pretty quick, and it's amazing to use. I keep my favorite pencils and pens, along with rulers and sharpeners and sandpaper, pretty close by. But everything that is extra, things that I use once in a while, like figurines, models, guides, markers, ink, and other comic art tools, I like to keep on a rolling cart that I can scoot up to the side of my desk for easy pickings. Speaking of rolling around, I've always wanted a studio-style chair in my office, and I was graciously sent a brand new studio-style upgraded drafting chair from Flexispot that I got to give a try. I'm here to remain authentic for you guys, so I'm never going to pull my punches for this product or any other. So let me go over the experiences I've had with it over the past week. First off, the assembly was pretty simple and fast. I set up my cameras and all the recording, and it still only took about 30 minutes to build. This chair is very lightweight and breezy, which is a plus. All the main components are solid, but they are plastic. And the armrests have these cushions and can swivel, which is cool too. The downside here is that they don't really lock in. These armrests kind of swivel back and forth and in and out, and they kind of can move on you as you get in and out of the chair. The fancy chrome ring at the base that I really wanted gives the chair a studio appeal that I really like. However, it does wobble a bit because the tightening ring doesn't tighten as much as you really want. However, it works. Overall, I think this is a great budget chair. I do think it has shortcomings, but every chair at this price point has them in one way or another. The best thing I can say about it is that it's comfortable and unique enough to become my main chair in the studio for the foreseeable future. If you're interested in getting an entry-level studio-style chair in your house or in your office, this is a great one. The link is in the description if you're interested. So it wouldn't be much of a drawing setup without a drafting-style angle to your drawing surface. That's why I've got a medium-sized wood tabletop easel on top of my sit-stand adjustable desk. I freaking love this setup as you're combining the comfort of the drafting table with, again, a versatility of the adjustable desk. This easel I customized. It's from the specs that I got from an incredible artist and mentor figure, Freddie Williams. However, just the standard easel with just a sticky mat underneath is incredible because it won't slide on top of the desk. On top of that, I lay my US Supply light pad, featured in other videos, front and center because the light pad acts as like a hard surface and is always ready to be turned on and assist in drawing. When I'm drawing digitally, I can simply place my iPad Pro on top of this pad, and then I have it front and center as you normally would a Wacom or a Huion tablet. Having everything front and center is great for your back, and it's great for keeping everything focused. To round off the main iPad setup, I also bought a keyboard case from Logitech. This was a surprise mega hit for me for two reasons. First, it gives you a detachable keyboard for shortcuts when you're out and about and want to have that studio quality drawing experience but out in the wild. And two, its trackpad has multi-touch capabilities, meaning you never have to touch the screen unless you want to draw. The folio stand, however, is the weak link of the package. It's not too sturdy and it can slide sometimes, but it's acceptable for my hand pressure. It does make up for itself as it does have a wide range of angles for the stand. When I'm in my home studio, I simply detach the keyboard and I lay it close by. So if I want to draw traditionally, I move the iPad off to the side a little bit and use the full area of the easel and the light pad. Here's the final piece. I got the low-end Mac Studio M1 Max. It gets the job done if you're doing kind of extensive stuff like video editing, 3D work, or just having a billion things open at a time. The power isn't really what makes this an essential part of the setup though. The point, and the big plus here, is the Apple ecosystem. I know, the minute you say Apple ecosystem, crowds of people get triggered for several different reasons.
And it's like a swamp. The more Apple products you buy and own, the harder it gets to get out of the Apple ecosystem and buy non-Apple products.
I'm not here to talk about the downsides, though I know they exist. I'm here to make you aware that you can have your perfect studio setup for drawing and use it too. So let's rewind a bit. After I realized Huion was a swing and a miss, I started to look at all my other options. I really didn't know what to do until I saw this.
By focusing on improving multitasking, where we're taking a huge leap forward. This is what you've all been waiting for, a new windowing system on iPad.
iPad iOS 26 was previewed at WWDC, and it looked to be the game changer that I was looking for. Its amazing new features that blend the iPad's windows and files into something way more reminiscent of a laptop really piqued my interest. The answer to the seamless transition away from the desktop workflow ball and chain was right in front of me. What I didn't realize was that together with the Mac Studio, it would somehow become the perfect setup that does everything. And here's why. You're able to connect the iPad Pro as a second screen using their continuity features. I believe this is called Sidecar. Well, here's the thing. This Sidecar feature as a second screen isn't new at all. However, I think they just perfected it. Back then, I don't think it worked seamlessly at all. Meaning it worked for general purposes and it kind of linked up well, but when it came to drawing that requires almost no lag, like zero lag, it failed miserably. Back in current year 2025, Apple has nailed it. As long as you connect your iPad with a USB-C cable to your desktop Mac, which you're going to do anyway because you want to charge the battery, the second screen sidecar feature works flawlessly, which blew my mind. It's amazing. I literally jumped for joy. I ran around the house. This is an insane feature. Let me just show you. First, just connect the iPad Pro with the cable, then go to System Settings, then Displays. Under the display settings, you'll see this little tiny icon. Select Mirror the iPad and bam, you just turned your iPad Pro into a desktop drawing tablet, but with that incredible screen. So let me reiterate this. You now have a desktop tablet that is able to utilize all of your desktop-only apps like Final Cut Pro, Affinity Designer, and yes, even Photoshop. But at the same time, you have all the things that iPad Pro normally does, which is a mobile drawing tablet with all the awesome apps like Clip Studio and Procreate. You get to draw on the go and escape your house for a little bit. This Mac iPad Pro combo is easily the most versatile setup I've ever used or seen, and the iPad iOS 26 update should only make it more foolproof. And the best part is, all that's really required is a Mac and an iPad. But just getting an iPad and an older Mac Mini can also work. I'm not completely sure about that, but it'll definitely work with the iPad Pro and probably a Mac Mini. Let me know in the comments if there's another option out there that I'm just blind to that can act as a desktop drawing tablet and a mobile drawing tablet at the same time, and it also has a great screen, and it also has zero lag, and it also has amazing apps. So let me know. Well, that's it for the tour of my new upgraded art studio. I hope this video showed you that this amazing setup covers all your bases for digital artists and those hybrid artists like me. Be sure to like this video if you think this approach is as versatile and awesome as I do. And subscribe if you want to explore the vast art world within comics and storytelling. If you're interested in getting quick and easy art tips that you can read in just a couple minutes, sign up for Good Art Tips. Join the crew, it's getting bigger every day, and get a little more inspiration for your week and take your art even further. Follow me on X. I'll see you next time. Be good, everybody.